Today I'm going to be working for free, and I'm also going to explain why you should be too. So I've been walking around my whole city trying to find somewhere to let me make them a video completely for nothing. And I think we might have found a winner. These guys seem up for it. So just up here, there is a really great little pizza place that's going to let me make them a video absolutely for nothing, because why wouldn't they? So why would I make this video for free? Well, I've got 3 reasons, and also 1 reason why you absolutely shouldn't do this. And I think it applies no matter what field you're in, no matter what creative field you're in. If you're a photographer, videographer, artist, makeup artist, anything at all, I think you can take this and apply it to you. The first reason is practice, which you might be thinking, yeah, like, obviously, but I don't mean practice in terms of like just going and practicing your craft. What I mean is putting yourself in situations that you can learn from. So let's take the pizzeria that I'm in just there. So I had no time to prep for that because I was just walking around the city seeing if somebody, preferably a restaurant, would allow me to do a video. So I had no prep time. I didn't know what the location was. I've been walking around the city for a reasonably long time. I knew I would be, so I didn't have to take, I didn't need or didn't want to take all of my equipment. So there's no gimbal. There's not a ton of different lenses. I've got a tripod, a camera, and a lens. And that's a good thing, because then I'm forced to work with what I've got with me within the constraints of I've got to think on my feet. I really love to sit down and kind of plan out shots. I think most people who create video do. You go through and you're like, okay, this is going to be the first shot, the second shot, third shot. I had an hour with these guys before they got busy where they're like, you can do it, but you've got to be quick. So I appreciate them, but it also meant no time. Get the camera out, speak to the chef, work out what it's going to be, and get as many shots as you could. Get what you thought would look good off the top of your head. There are shots that I have missed now that I've done the edit. I'm like, oh, I should have got that shot in slow-mo, and I didn't. And that in itself caused a problem. And on top of that, another issue that came up, and this is all stuff you can learn from. And again, no matter what niche you're in, there's always things that are going to come up like this. I changed the battery out on my camera. When I did that, it reverted to a different set of settings. It wasn't on the original settings that I had. The short version being that meant I had no option to really slow down much of the footage in post after the first couple of shots I got. And I really had this idea of some really great slow motion shots. Couldn't use them because the camera wasn't set correctly because I changed a battery. I know that now. I'm like, oh, best not let that happen again. So I'm going to look out for that when I go and do something else. It's better it happens there than if I'm on a client shoot and then I don't get the shots that I need. So learning, getting better, and taking on board all of these different things. This is a great reason to go out and do some work for free. If anyone's wondering, I don't know if you can see that, why my hands look like I'm turning into some kind of Doctor Who monster of the week. This is what happens when you have a 4-year-old that likes to get into messy stuff. I've practically dyed my hands. I look like I'm turning into some kind of creature. Anyway. So the next thing that we want to consider is networking. Now, this isn't always going to work, but firstly, that, say, pizza place that I was just in, next time that they need a video completing, maybe they want something for social media, they like what I do this time, maybe they give me a call. They're like, hey, can you come in and do this bit of paid work for us? That's going to be a bonus. Then on top of that, there's hundreds of businesses in that city center. Maybe they know some people. Next time somebody's asking for, oh, we need to get somebody to shoot this product or to take this video. Well, maybe they think of me, and maybe that business calls me. Now, this isn't always going to work. Sometimes it get lucky, sometimes it's just not going to happen, but it's worth a shot and you get your name out there. Then we also need to consider that this is absolutely not the same thing as doing work for free that somebody has requested of you. This isn't somebody going, oh, will you come and shoot this video for us? We'll pay you in exposure. This idea of being paid in exposure is absolute nonsense. This is you curating exactly what it is that you need for your own business, for your own freelancer, for your own setup as a freelancer. It isn't doing work for exposure. It's a scam. It's not good. I do not recommend taking on any work where someone's like, we'll pay you in exposure. So that leads me to a sidebar, spec work, which is exactly why I was targeting restaurants today, why this pizza shoot was so important, because in the future, I want to land client work for restaurants. I currently don't have any examples of that. So by going out and creating this, I'm giving myself the opportunity to land that work. This is spec work. Now, for example, this doesn't have to be with a business. Say I want to land a job with Nike. This is my dream job, right? Maybe I want to land a gig with Nike. Well, then I need to create some work that fits within that Nike style, something that I think Nike would be interested in. And I can do that in my own time. It's for free, it's just not for anybody. Spec work. And again, I think applies to pretty much everybody. If you're an architect and you want to get certain jobs, you want to get certain gigs, then you need examples of how great your work is and how your work could fit into the space that people are looking for. Especially these days, I found this myself. People don't have the ability to look beyond, to just look at, oh, this person is really great at what they do, so I'm going to hire them to do something that is similar but a bit different. You almost have to hit them over the head with it and be like, hey, look, I can do exactly what you're looking for, and here's an exact replica of what it is you're looking for, because otherwise they seem to not be able to see that. Trust me, I speak from experience. So if you're a makeup artist that wants to do weddings, do a wedding and have it available. And that leads us to our final point rather neatly. It's almost like I planned it. So everything that we've spoken about is about improving your craft and showcasing your skills. And where do you showcase your skills? Your portfolio, of course. This is all about building up your portfolio. Now, I'm assuming these people haven't continued watching this video this far, but if you are at a certain level of your career, you absolutely don't have to do this, because people are just going to come to you anyway. But if you're starting out, or you do want to get into a different line of work, then yeah, you need to add things to your portfolio constantly that reflect the kind of work that you want to get, that showcase how good you are at what people might be looking for. And sometimes that might mean doing a little bit of work for free, just like this.